Welcome back to Full Circle. How are you doing? 111 That is our SMS line. It's going to cost you a shilling to be part of the conversation. Send in your questions. And I love the conversations today because we're talking about you. And that is what I said at the beginning of the show, that it's about you. Everything that we're going to be talking about today will somehow just touch on you. And right now, we're talking about a book that talks about the real you and unpacking you. It's time for Book Circle. I am so torn on what part to start with, but I will start with, okay, let's start with this one. It says, I have heard the statement, living my best life now, spoken and said by many, which is one of the reasons behind writing this book. Are you living your real and best life now? What if you're not living the best life, the real one that you were placed on earth to live? Imagine with me the irony that we have a creator who created a life for us to live, and we insist on living another one, taking another way, a different path, and the one he created for us to follow, other than the one he created for us to follow. Therein lies the problem. We need to live our best and real life now. Yeah. Angie Murenga, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Mikali. It's really a pleasure to be here. I'm excited.
Were you guys planning on this?
I know, it's like it all flows. I listened to Jeff, I listened to her, yes. And I'm like, wow, okay.
And here you are, yes, with the real you. This is the book by Angie.
Yes.
Hope you can get a good look at that.
Thank you.
Please tell us a bit more about this, the real you. Was it something personal? Did you realize that you were not living your best life? Was it something that you were seeing around you?
Okay, I think I'll start with this. Even the first, there's a page there, I think page 12, it talks about realness ministers.
Yes.
Because that's something something said to me when I was starting, one of my mentors, when I was just starting out on like a different trajectory of life. You know how you've lived life and then you come to a place in life where you think, no, there has to be more and I can't live like this any longer. And that statement really got to me, like realness ministers, because it's one of the things that has got me into trouble and has also worked well for me.
Okay.
Because being real and being authentic is something that I do, I have done. I have learned to do it better, if that makes sense.
Yes.
You know, before you can come off really, especially when you're young and you're a whippersnapper, I'm older and wiser, I think, now. So it's important to be real. But I used to wonder, why don't people want to be real? Or even when I share, because I have a platform, a digital platform called Just Angie. So when I do some shows, people write in and say, don't be that real. And I was like, what? Why?
And be what?
First of all, I want to be real because there's a place in my life, I'm 55 now.
Okay.
I wanted, when you live life and then I don't know why, as you live life, it's like you get better at it. And so I was like, I wish we could go back. I wish I could, we do this, like this is round one, then you go back, you reset.
Then I come back
with all my knowledge now.
Yes.
But then one day I was sitting and I think the Lord said to me, no, then teach it to others. That's how you do it.
Okay.
Because I've lived my life. So mentor, coach, counsel others. Tell them the mistakes that you've made.
Yeah.
Tell them the good things that have happened.
Yeah.
Tell them how things could have been better. Like this worked out okay, but if I did 1, 2, 3, because that's the only way you can go back. So I'm going back. So this book is about going back. It's about my life. It's about the things that have happened. It's unpacking us. Today, for some reason, all your guests are unpacking us because even Jeff was talking about, the place that you're fearing to go is the place that you should go.
That's true.
She's talking about hypnosis.
Yes.
But I'm talking about also filling yourself with God. What I liked about that other session is the stillness. Sometimes I think we're
just... Did you feel like we were all calming?
Yes, I was calming down. I was like, wow.
I feel like my heartbeat was just going down. My mind was calming down.
But it's her voice as well.
Yes.
There's a voice that she has, the way she looks.
Yes.
So part of being a real you, there's a reason you look the way you do.
Yes.
There's a reason I look the way I do.
Absolutely.
There's a reason she looks the way she does.
Yeah.
There's even a reason that her voice
is the way
it is. She's very calming. She's extremely calming.
I thought it was just me.
No, we were all going. We were going. Going is going. But
I was like, are you roping me in? What's happening?
And the best thing is that's her. So when we rob the world of her, or when we start part of writing the Real You book, you start living life and somebody else's life. Like I want to be like Mikali. So I decided in my head, I want to be like Mikali. So I start living like Mikali. What is that now? This amazing woman would have robbed us of herself and her gift because she's gotten in touch with herself.
That's true.
So the real you is also about getting in touch with yourself. because she's even saying, where are you going? She's saying, access you. You know, it's time to be still, calm yourself down, because I don't know why when she was talking, I was also thinking of somebody who's swimming. Yes. So I believe this book is to help somebody who's drowning. Because, you know, when you're swimming and you have, let's say, an accident or something, the people cannot save you until you calm down. Because you can drown the ones who have come to save you, because you're not being still. So there's a calmness that you need. There's a centering that you need. And for me, it's God. For somebody else, it's something else. Why it's hypnosis, you know, like center yourself, be still, get calm. I love the fact that she's encouraging herself. You know, I am enough, because we are. Because all this idea of trying to be somebody you're not, trying to live a fake life, and unfortunately, it's I can't even say it's a Kenyan thing. It's global. People are just fake. They're just not who they are, and when it comes out, it shocks you sometimes, because we could be friends, and then all of a sudden you do something, and I'm like, where did that come from? Yeah. But it's always been there. So this is the book to get in touch with yourself. It's called Unpacking You. So the first, I think, 8 chapters talk about who we are, so spirit, soul, body. Then we have to live in a social setting, which is all our relationships, including marriage. Then we have finances. We need money to live. And then there's a professional aspect of you, because we spend most of our time out there in the marketplace doing something, doing a business or working for somebody. How do you even get out of so that's what I call this rat race. But you have to create a plan, because first we have to enter that rat race. Let's just agree. First we enter the rat race. But in there are people who are very strategic about how they handle the rat race. There are people who are strategic about how quickly they get out of the rat race. But all of it requires sacrifice. Like a story comes to mind where I think there was I once heard that if you're a couple, very young, let's say now you're in your 20s, 25 maybe, and you're getting married, if you can live on one salary, you save one salary, and you live off one, you'll be able to retire in 10 years. So that rat race, you'll be able to get out of it in 10 years. But you see, you can't just get into the rat race, complain about being in the rat race, but there's no plan to get out of the rat race. You must be strategic even in that. And in the things that you want. I like what Jeff said, you know, that same cave that you're trying to say you're not going to go into. That's where the treasure is. That's where the treasure is. And then everything is about sacrifice. So even the real you and you just, and unpacking you is going to take time. So you're going to sit, you're going to read. The book is available as an ebook. The book is available as a print copy. It's even available on Amazon Kindle, and Kobo stores, and there are like 10 ebook shops where it's available. But everything is going to take work. Everything is going to take work. It's going to take work. It's going to take, even like your guest here before, it's going to take people to go to the book signing, get the book, or walk to textbook center and buy the book, and then read it and do the work. There's nothing that's coming at you for free. It's amazing you said even audio. I'm working on the audio because we're trying to make this available in all formats. Yes. So if people don't like to read, okay, there's the audio. If people don't want to read a print book, they prefer to read it on their Kindle or their phone, there it is. So it's accessible, but there's always taking a step towards better. Because people unfortunately don't. We say, and now this one, especially Kenyans. Okay. Because those are the people I talk about, because I'm a Kenyan. I know our tribe. Bring it. But we say things, you know, and we can have an emotional moment, but it's the action after the emotional moment that's totally lacking.
So I feel.
We're feelers.
Yeah.
We feel.
I feel, but I will not do anything to improve what has put me in this. No, we won't do it.
Action is the problem. What am I going to do? And she talked about therapists. I'm going to talk about coaches as well. Yes. Because, and then some people, like somebody asked about cost or something. Yes. Sometimes even when you want to go to a good coach, maybe you don't have the resources to go, then find a friend, somebody you admire, somebody who's not in your social circle, somebody who's not going to tell you what you want to hear, somebody's going to be real with you, whether that's a friend, whether it's spouse might be a problem because that could bring problems. So maybe people outside your social circle, but find somebody. And the world has gone global, Mikali. You can find a coach from anywhere. You can go online. I'm telling you, you can even do it. You do it by teleconferencing. You don't even have to meet. You can use somebody from another, what is it called, the prefix, you know, that 254, choose another one. Because some people don't like, they say, oh, I don't want my business to be known, which has some truth. Yeah. But find somebody who you can hold yourself accountable to, place where and bounce things off.
You realize that you need it.
That's a good one because we don't.
We don't. We just like, I'm good by myself.
Self-sufficient.
Yes, I can do it.
But then why do we have, like, even during this pandemic, because we have quite something that's not happened before, then why do we have people committing suicide? Why?
Yes.
And yet they're surrounded by people.
Yeah.
But you have to now, that's why I say you have to reach out and touch somebody. How am I going to know that you're not okay? And I could even have called. Because, people we're saying a lot, let's call people, let's talk to people.
Yeah.
But I could have called you. But because you feel like you're self-sufficient, all-knowing, I can't ask for help, it's a sign of weakness, then I'm not going to say anything. And then maybe something happens, God forbid you commit suicide or something like that. It's not worth it. We need to understand that we need other people. And I think even in books, it took me long to write this book, but also understand that we need other people, but we also need the knowledge in those books.
Yes.
Like, I have a feeling I think I need to buy that book. First of all, I like the title, Beyond the Darkness. I might not believe in hypnotherapy, but I was like, first of all, trauma. Trauma is so hard. And you know nothing about trauma?
Yeah.
We are all very traumatized individuals,
We all need
but we
healing.
don't know that we're
That is so
traumatized.
true.
Because when trauma happens or life happens, we just have, in the moment, there's no time to break down. So we just keep moving. We keep moving. So part of unpacking you, and even what she was talking about, is being still. And let's take 10 steps back. Let's come back. Let's go back. Because she's saying now go into yourself. Me, I'm saying now let's read. Who are you?
Yeah.
There are 8 aspects that make you up.
And
do you understand
I see quick
those
fire
8?
recaps in here?
Every chapter there's a quick fire recap so that we recap what we've read. Because also, even when we read something, we don't absorb everything. Even if we watch something, I used to wonder why leaders sometimes when they're training, like I'm thinking of people like John Maxwell, keep repeating the same thing. It's because you don't get it the first time. And when you go back, you'll see something different. But I think the context of today, what I felt is we really need to be still. We need to stop being in a frenzy, because that's a moment that it's not helping anybody. We need to calm down, and then we need to go into ourselves and see what we can bring forth from ourselves, because everything we have is within us, and we are enough.
Yeah.
We actually are. We're very strong. And we can't rob the world of who God created each of us to be. True. I mean, I always think about, if not only our fingerprints are different, but they say, I think is it iris, that God went to that. Every iris is different. 7 billion people on the planet, and no one has one like yours. Then if you went into that detail to make you different, be different. Be who you are. Stop trying to be everybody else. And I understand. Life can get you copying everybody, wanting to fit in, wanting to flow. Because maybe what you're being called to is to be different. Yeah. And you just have to be different.
You are different in that space. You just need to tap into it.
And be who you are. Bring yourself to the world, and we'll enjoy it. I'm sure there's so many people who would be sitting in that chair with Kali, but you're the one who's here. Amen. And then that's another thing. Where you are, execute fully. I don't like when you bring yourself to the table, or bring yourself to the department, or bring yourself to the assignment, and you're only bringing half of yourself. What is that exactly? Bring all of you. But you know why we don't bring all of us?
Yes.
Because we're afraid. We're trying to watch how people are.
Oh, I'll be
what is
too
it they
much.
want to see? Or I'll be too much.
I'll be too much. They won't be able to handle me. Let me just, fall into place, be like everybody else.
No, that's
but
what
then
we're
in that
doing
space,
wrong.
you're robbing. Even probably whatever it is that you're hiding from the world is what that particular place needs. And then there'll always be something who needs what you have. That is true.
The other problem is that we want the whole world to need what we have. No, you have a scope of influence, and you have a circle. Feel that circle, be who you need to be in that circle. That's what is required from you. Don't be anything else to anyone else.
Angie, we could be here all day.
I know. And I'm really enjoying it. I'm enjoying your show.
So after unpacking me, Angie, we're going to have another book that tells me what to do with that unpacked
Yes,
me.
now I'm going to start working on it. That's the thing. When you're publishing a book, and I was like loading it up on the ebook spaces, and I'm like, honestly, the world is always stressing you. So they're like, you should be thinking about your next book. So I'm actually going to start, on the next book. But I also have the Just Angie TV digital a platform is a very strong one. I run a course called the Purpose and Leadership Forum online, and these are important places.
What places are they, so that people can just get
in the leadership program is on justangie.org, so www.justangie.org, and they can contact me on Angie.Murenga on Instagram, and I think Angie Murenga on Facebook, and you can send me an email at angie.murenga@gmail.com, and we can be in touch. The book is available at Bookstop. and it's available where all ebooks are sold on 10 platforms.
Yes.
And I'm working on getting it in more stores.
How much is it going for? Angie?
1,200.
There you go.
Yeah, made it affordable so that they don't say it's not
Angela,
affordable.
too expensive.
Where's the afford?
Iko sawa kabisa.
It's 1,200, and on Amazon and the rest, and on ebook it's $10, so it's 1,000 shillings.
Okay. Angie, thank you so much.
Thank you
for
so
coming.
much.
I think we
Rikandi.
should have a conversation away from the book. I feel like there's so much more going on in there. So I hope my producer is just, feeling the same way I'm feeling. We're going to
Yeah.
take a very short commercial break. We'll be right back. This is Full Circle with Wikali.